Okay, video log number 2. In my kitchen, got my plant. It smells like propane. It smells like propane. I don't know where that's coming from because I don't have any propane in my apartment, so that's actually kind of concerning. It smells like gas so much in my, I'll show you. My air purifier here. See how the knob there is red? The little indicator that it's red. When it turns red like that, that means that there's a high amount of pollution in the air. And I smell propane, so a little bit concerned. Kind of want to see what that's about. I should probably go out in the hallway and check. I'm not going to talk while I'm out in the hallway because I have neighbors that are sleeping. Yeah, I don't smell anything out there. Nothing at all. Strange. Alright, so let's see. I'll put the timestamp at 2:50. So, just a recap of what's been going on. Let's see. I think in the first video log I did, I covered that I went on a new medication. So far, it's working pretty well for me. I have trouble getting asleep and everything, but I took the medication combo that I've been prescribed, and I got to sleep pretty well. It's Vraylar, propranolol, which is a beta blocker. The Vraylar is functioning as an antipsychotic. Propranolol and benzotropine, and the benzotropine is an anticonvulsant. So I take an anticonvulsant, a beta blocker, and an antipsychotic, and those three combined are helping. So far, they're helping anyway. So, yeah, went to see my uncle today, and my grandma, who's still alive. My grandfather passed recently, about a year or two ago. He passed, and my uncle, he's not doing too well. He has schizoaffective, not schizophrenia like I do, but schizoaffective, and I noticed that he had he was showing this symptomatic. I call it like it's like a jaw clench. You'll go like, and it's indicative of an issue with medication sometimes, where you'll go like that, and it's because the head hurts, and the body, for whatever reason, goes like, because there's like this feeling of pressure here, and it's almost like you want to try and like push the skull outward, the front of the skull, with the tongue. There's a technique actually called mewing, which is supposed to correct a receded jawline over time by doing that. I don't know how legitimate it is. I just know that it's a thing that some people do. I've tried it myself just to see if it helps, but I've heard it's dangerous to do over time. It can cause all kinds of occlusions and issues with shutting your jaw. So I'm cautious with it. But anyway, I noticed that he was exhibiting that symptom, so I told him he really should switch to a different medication. And he's older now and getting kind of stubborn, so he's not just going to do that on his own. He probably will just suffer through it, and he's drinking and smoking heavily, so he's just kind of in a rut. So I worry about him a little bit. And my grandma, though, she's doing well. She's doing great. I mean, she's a little hard of hearing, but she's sharp as a whip, and still very, very functional. My apartment, I know the first video is very, there was a lot of red tones in it, and I'm not even sure how I got that effect. I didn't really even do anything different to the camera or the filters. It was just like everything was very, very, very red in that video. And I was also not so energetic, and I didn't have too much to say. But yeah, my apartment is pretty gloomy. Let's see, when I did that video log, I don't know, there's quite a tumultuous bunch of events that happened recently. My neighbor drew a gun on my other neighbor. He ended up getting arrested and taken away, either to the psych ward or something or other, because he's not mentally well. There's a lot of people who are kept here who are not, well, they've had some kind of mental health diagnosis, which, I mean, it makes me wonder about this place a little bit, especially now that the local mental health center has taken over the housing, the state allotted budget for the housing program for mentally ill, disabled people, and also disabled veterans. It used to be called the Harbor Homes Bridges Program, and now it is Riverbend Community Mental Health Center, which I used to work for as a peer support shortly. I left because it was too stressful. But, oh boy, I'm having trouble staying linear here. I'm sure someone watching this is going to be like, this is a nightmare to keep up with what I'm saying because I keep jumping from thing to thing. At least I know that I'm doing that. Okay, so what I'm saying is that the budget for housing here for people with mental health issues is it got removed from this one program, which was called the Harbor Homes Program, and it got sent instead to the mental health center. And I went to their regional office, the Harbor Homes regional office, and I asked them about this, and they said that the reason that they did this was for convenience. So what they did was, instead of it being like a statewide thing, now they do regional sections, so smaller regional sections. So each regional mental health center looks after their allotted portion of the budget, which is, they say it's an easier way to do things. And I was really paranoid about it. I thought that there was going to be this whole thing, like they're coming in and like, basically treating everyone like children, and like making sure that there's no kind of like, well, it's 2020 right now. There's a lot of political turmoil, especially surrounding like constitutionality of things, and right to self-defense, and right to resist one's government even, and there's a lot of a lot of strife right now. Like the Virginia, the Richmond, Virginia rally on the 20th just got done and over with. That was, let's see, 12 days ago now, because today's the 1st. And that whole thing with Governor Northam in Virginia, that's all over and done with. And luckily, you know, it was a good turnout at that rally, and everything went well.